All right, welcome. My name is Jake Beers, elementary science associate here for Springdale Public Schools, and we're going to go ahead and walk through kindergarten Unit 3. So kindergarten Unit 3 is all about needs of plants and animals, and so it's one of our two connected units. Unit 3 and Unit 4 kind of carry over into each other. And so we're going to kind of walk through what's in this unit, kind of explore some of the major concepts, some of the activities that students will be doing. So this unit starts out with a picture-perfect lesson called Do You Know Which Ones Will Grow? It starts with this book. It's one of my favorite books in all of our curriculum, where kids, there's a lift a flap component of this book. It's just a great read aloud asking for do you know which ones will grow, which actually leads us into the investigation of what's living and not living. And so we explore with a bunch of different objects. We go out on hunts and hikes around the school. We look at things that are in our school that are living and non-living. There's ways to do that inside as well. If the weather's not very good, we have included some other opportunities for that. But letting kids explore what does it mean to be living and what are some needs of living things. And so that kind of launches us into that. What do we need for living things? After that, we begin to look specifically at plants. And so we look at what are the needs of living plants. To do that, we do plant a bean seed. You can plant them in bags like this one or however you want to do that. Cups, whatever you want to do. We want to try and grow a plant. And so there are lima bean seeds that were provided in the past, but you can grow any bean seed that you like within your unit. So we're looking at specifically at needs of plants. So growing a lima bean, and I'm going to do this as an anchor chart. There's some anchor charts that are in the unit, and having put the anchor chart on the poster board and just list out as kids explore and identify the needs of plants. We look at different types of beans. We find where we find seeds, what are seeds, and then looking at kind of classifying seeds. This is a great activity for graphing for students. We look at parts of a plant and what plants need. We do a plants feed me activity where students look at the different parts of a plant and we look for, like, celery stalk, for example. We eat celery. Celery stalks are stems, and then cauliflower is a flower. So we think about, what parts of plants do we use and eat. We look at the story of one bean to kind of walk through that. And then there's a evaluation where we do needs of plants exit slip, and students identify specific needs of plants. And again, creating an anchor chart, my anchor chart's not here, but an anchor chart, and having students share those, draw those out, identify those, and continue to revisit those throughout the unit. We then move into animals, and we look at what are the needs of animals. Same thing with an anchor chart. I'd have there's a what do animals need anchor chart, and having list those out as the unit goes on. There's a specific, we look at tigers for a little bit, and the needs of tigers. We also look at a bunch of other animals, bald eagles, turtles, and any specific animal you could look for. We look a little bit at identifying needs of dogs and other animals that students have. And then we transition from there into food chains, just briefly into food chains. And so know that a food chain, right, it always starts with the sun, and then goes to our producer, and then consumers. And so these are the only words that kids need to know: food chain, producer, and consumer. And then they can make simple food chains. There's these simple food chain cards like sun, bamboo, and then panda bear. So there again, there's little simple food chains kids are making, and there's a great read aloud called What is a Food Chain that's incorporated in the unit. We then transition from food chains to wrap up the unit. We move into needs of humans. So what do we need as humans to survive? And to do that, we talk about the nutrition ed. So we do the 5 food groups. This is the My Plate curriculum from the USDA. There's also books that are available for free if you check those out for the curriculum. Here in Springdale, we also use part of the U of A. We partnered with the University of Arkansas in the past. And we have this My Plate curriculum that's tied to Arkansas specific standards, and that's incorporated there. So there's several lessons on nutrition. We talk about healthy choices, healthy foods, really going through the food groups. This replaced the food pyramid. So this is the new updated version of the food pyramid, is this kind of pie graph version of that called My Plate. And so I know we all grew up with the food pyramid, but this is the updated version of that. So again, a lot of resources on healthy eating, nutrition. It's a good time to talk about gardening. If you have a garden at your school, it's a great connection for gardening. And then at the end of the unit, students compare the needs of humans and the needs of plants. What do plants need and what do humans need? Where are the overlap, where are the similarities, and where are the differences? So I hope you guys enjoy exploring the needs of plants and animals. This carries right over into Unit 4. And so Unit 4 is all about how humans and animals use their environment to meet their needs and how that environment can change. And so this sets a backdrop and groundwork for that. So I hope you guys enjoy teaching Unit 3 with your students, and I look forward to hearing about it.